What's going on, guys? In today's video, we're going to be ranking every NBA team in a tier list. And first, we're going with the Oklahoma City Thunders, and we're putting them in S tier. Overall, very, very deep team. I don't really see anybody being able to take them down in the Western Conference. Yeah, there's some teams that are getting better, but overall, I don't really think that there's going to be too much movement. The Nuggets are making a little bit of a push, but besides that, I don't really know too many other teams that really did too much. Um, so yeah, I foresee them being in the finals again. I think they definitely should be the favorite. Overall, really, really good, solid team, and I feel like they got really good coherency. They just work together very well. They got a lot of great defenders, a lot of really good shooters, and yeah, overall, I'd say they're definitely an S tier team, and will probably be in the finals again next year. Next is the Knicks, which might surprise some of you guys, but I'm putting them in S tier. I really like the Jordan Clarkson and Yabusele moves. I think they're going all in on offense right now, and they're going to get probably Mike Brown is looking like as their coach. So they're going fully into that team, fully going in all offense. They got a lot of really good defenders still too, though, and a very balanced lineup with like 10 really solid, rotation pieces. A lot more depth now, and they're going to get a new coach that's going to use the bench a lot more. And I really think that they're poised for a finals run in this wide open East. So I'll definitely say that they're an S tier. Nuggets, I'm going to put in the A tier. I think they're a really, really solid team. Don't get me wrong. And they really upgraded, I'd say, by with the Cam Johnson trade. I think he's definitely better than Michael Porter Jr. It's going to fit their system a lot more. But they still don't really have that much outside of the starting lineup. And Jamal Murray's kind of injury prone, and Christian Brown's pretty inconsistent. Like not inconsistent, but he's not used to like the big stage. He hasn't really played that much in deep playoff runs, and I just really got to see what they do behind Jokic if they can get a really good bench, or if they can have a good backup center. So yeah, right now they're gonna be A tier, but definitely really good move in getting Cam Johnson, and I really want to see what they do. Rest the Hawks. I'll probably put them in a B tier. They definitely got better at what Porzingis, and they got a couple other key players, so they're a solid B tier team. They're not gonna make the finals, probably not even the conference finals, but overall, really really solid team. Yeah, not much else has to be said about them. I think they're a really solid team. Definitely a little bit underrated, but not gonna probably make a far push, but still solid B tier team, I'd say. The Nets just a D. Horrible draft with their 5 first round picks. Can't really get any worse than that. Just not really anything to look forward to. I just don't really like what they're doing at all. It's really just it's not great there, but they're rebuilding. They traded Cam Johnson. Solid value. I hope that they reroute Michael Porter Jr. They just don't really need another shot on their team. And yeah, they're heading in the right direction, but they just had a really bad draft, so it still like leaves like a bad taste in my mouth. Um, the Cavs, I'll probably put them in A tier. On paper they look really really good, but they just don't have that like championship caliber team. Those players that have won, in and out, through and through, and they seem to kind of fall every time. Like they seem to be some type of great team. Everyone thinks they're like gonna be great, some super team or whatever, but ultimately they really just fall. I'd probably put the Spurs in A. They're between A and B for me. It's like really tough, but they're really young. They got a lot of really good players on that team, a lot of really good up and coming talent. They're very, very deep, a lot of really good players. They're probably not really losing too much in free agency. But yeah, overall, really great draft. They got Wemby and Fox, Castle. They got a lot of really good players, a lot of good talent there. So I think off talent alone, it's got to be A. And I'm excited to see how they pull it all together. The Bulls probably just a C. I think they just need to tear it down and rebuild. Not much really needs to be said about them. Just they're going to be a middle team unless they trade somebody. They probably will trade Kobe White. And Vucevic just cut their losses. Just see what they can do with that. They really just got to rebuild and restart, retune their whole team, and just commit to a rebuild and just get better with some young talent like Buzelis and those kind of guys. I think that's what they really just need to do. I'm definitely gonna put the Wolves probably like A, probably the top of A tier, pushing S tier. They made the conference finals the last 2 years. They didn't really put up a great fight against the Thunder, but nobody really can. They're a really really good, really talented team. So it's really hard to get past them. But really really great team overall, really good structure. I want to see what they do for the backup center position. Um, I like the moves that they've been doing so far. I just really got to see what the vision is, see if they can, what trades they do. Nikhil Alexander Walker is definitely going to be a big loss, so see what they can do to replace him. see if Dante DiVincenzo is going to be any better than he was last year because he was really disappointing last year. And I think Julius Randle's really good with Anthony Edwards. Just gotta keep the defense good around them. And yeah, just I think that they're a really good team. Top of the A tier, almost S tier, but yeah, that's a really really good team. Definitely have a really good chance of making the conference finals again. Hornets just D tier. I mean, not much to talk about. Good draft. Overall, just very disappointing team. Melo just can't stay healthy. I mean, Brendan Miller is good. They got a couple other guys there. I think they probably just got to trade like a couple more people, just tank, get a full reset, and you know, just build with the young core around them that they have right now. Just kind of tank, just say bad. Just get some good draft picks and just figure it out. Celtics probably gonna be in that B tier category. I mean, gotta respect them. Still got a couple really good pieces. Jalen Brown, Derek White, Pritchard, those kind of guys. But not gonna really cut it. Not gonna be a really good team. Gonna be around the Hawks, middling team. Probably not gonna have the worst pick. Not gonna have the best pick in the middle. You don't want to be in the middle. So I mean, they got another second apron, which is what they wanted to do. But Tatum injury is going to hurt them really bad. And they're going to probably be set back for another year or two. I don't think that they'll be that great in this like retooling team right now that they're doing right now. They're not going to be good, but they're not going to be terrible either. So they just got to figure out what they're doing. They don't really have a center that's very good right now, so they got to figure out their center and even the four, because I mean Jordan Niang is not going to cut it, and Al Horford's most likely leaving to a Western Conference team. That's what the reports are saying. So, yeah, it's not really great. The Celtics right now, so they got to stay there. Warriors, A tier, bottom A tier. I mean, really good talent. Steph probably gonna take a step back. Jimmy, both aging players. They might take a step back. Draymond too. I mean, very old team. They lost Kevon Looney, so I don't know about the backup center. We'll see about that. Um, how many good years does Steph, Draymond, Jimmy have? I mean, solid young core, I guess, but they might lose a couple key players, and we'll see overall what's going on with them. But still, solid team, underrated team, definitely A tier level team. Mavericks probably top of the B tier, close to A, but maybe not quite. They're a very deep team, but a lot of injury prone guys. Kyrie's not going to play. We got to see what Cooper Flag is going to be. There's no guarantees. Anthony Davis, he was hurt, very injury prone too. So on paper they look really good, but overall very injury prone team. Rockets, Rockets I'm going to probably put an S tier. I mean, very 2 seed last season. Really good fight against the Warriors. Just lost, but I think they're going to have more continuity this year. They're going to have way better ball handling, way better offense. Better passing, everything's just going to be a lot better this year. More cohesion and everything. Really good coach. They had having a really good offseason right now. I think the young talent all maturing one more year, getting 1 year better. Is definitely going to help them a lot. And yeah, they're definitely an S tier team, and very well could be in the finals next year, facing probably the Knicks or the Cavs. Pistons, probably like probably like a B tier, and a B tier, maybe C tier. I'd say probably top of C tier. I'll say. Good team, promising young team. Definitely still a couple years away, but we'll see what Ivy can do. We'll see what some of these other guys can do. Maybe in a trade, if they trade for anybody, if they get off some of these older vets. I know they lost shooters, so we'll see. Putting a lot of trust and faith in young guys. So yeah, we'll see what happens with them. The Bucks probably gonna put the Bucks in B tier. I mean, they lost. They just cut Dame. Very unexpected. I don't really know why you do that. Miles Turner's gonna be good with Giannis, but you have no point guard. You're gonna really be running out like I don't know, uh, MPJ out there, or not MPJ. I mean, what's his name? Uh, Whatever their guard is. That's kind of like a disappointment. You know, their backup point guard. So yeah, they're not really looking too great, but yeah, solid B tier team. You gotta respect them. Probably put them above the Celtics, probably above the Hawks too, but not as good as the Mavs. But yeah, probably not gonna make a far push. I could see them getting the second round, but probably I think end up getting out in the first round anyway. Not a great team. Pacers probably gonna go end of B. Maybe C. To be honest, no Halliburton. Miles Turner's gone. It's really going to be just Nemhard, Neesmith, those kind of scrappy guys, but there's just no way that they can make any noise. So yeah, they're going to be very disappointing next season. Going to have a way worse season than they did this year. I could see them being a first round exit. Maybe they get 7 or 8 seed, but maybe fall to the play-in. I mean, a lot of teams are going to be better this year, like Pistons, the Magic, those kind of guys. Those teams will be a lot better this year with a lot of development and stuff like that. So I think that they're going to definitely be fall off a cliff, be a lot worse this year. So we'll see. Clippers, probably another B tier team. Um, On paper, they look really, really good, but Kawhi is always injured. They've made a couple solid signings so far, I'd say. Um, but yeah, overall, really solid team. Probably better chance than those two than the Hawks and the Celtics, but probably the Bucks too. I mean, it just depends. Are we getting a healthy Kawhi? If we are, then yeah, Kawhi, Harden, those kind of guys, they'll be really good. But they still got to figure out a couple things. Maybe the guard outside of they just need more offense. I feel like the defense is amazing, but you just got to get some offense. You need Kawhi to just be Kawhi, and then if he can be Kawhi, then yeah, it'll be a great team. But if he can't be, then it's not going to be too great. So just got to see that. Lakers, yeah, probably like a B tier. They just really need a center. They lost Dorian Finney-Smith. They don't really. They got like Rui Hachimura and Vanderbilt. I don't know. I just don't see them really doing too much. They got Luca. Luca's good, I guess. You got like old LeBron, but I can only really put them B tier. They're probably gonna be first round exit. Maybe they get to the second round, but they're definitely not getting past the second round probably. So overall, like solid team. I mean, just not too good, not too bad or anything. Probably gonna be like mediocre. I don't know. Probably be definitely over 500, but probably be like a 6 through 8 seed maybe. I don't see them really being too much higher. They might be a little higher, but they just don't have a center. You really need a center, to be honest, and they just don't have a center that's really good or anything. So they probably down on some wings too. I mean, I don't know if you're trying to start those kind of guys that they have on their team right now. I don't even know point guard too. I don't know, man. They're kind of not doing great right now. Like they just need a bench. I feel like even they just don't have a lot of depth. A lot of really good players on that team. I mean, LeBron's aging. Luca's good, but a little injury prone too. Yeah, we'll see what happens with them. They're kind of a funky kind of team. Grizzlies too. Kind of in that same tier. Like good team. I mean, they traded Desmond Bain. I think they're kind of looking more towards the future than right now. Probably going to be another eight seed, 7 seed. It's like a little disappointing, but they kind of do the same thing every year. But I think they'll probably commit to a rebuild eventually, trade Ja or something. I think Jaren Jackson's going to stay because he's still young, really good defensive player of the year. Really they got a really good talented team. It's just Zach Edey. What is he giving you? Nothing really on either end. I just think he's not great. Rebounder, but maybe offensive or defensive, but not a great defender. Really slow moving, and yeah, he was terrible in the playoffs. So we'll see what Zach Edey can give you. I think he'll be a big swing factor, and depending on how good the guys that they drafted is and stuff. I don't know. I don't think they had a great draft or anything like that. Um, but yeah, we'll see. Heat Heat are probably like a C tier to be honest. They really just have Bam and Tyler Hero riding away on that team. It's not much other young talent. I mean, they got like Davion Mitchell. They got a couple pieces, but I mean, you just got to get rid of Duncan Robinson and Terry Rozier and all those kind of average mid tier players that are just costing you a lot of money. I don't know. They just got to rebuild. Another team that just kind of has to rebuild, retool that whole roster. There's not really much you can do to like save them. You just got to really rebuild and restart. Just kind of rejuvenate your roster and figure out what you're gonna do. Here we go with the Magic, a very spunky team. I'll put them in the 8th tier. I think I see them kind of around this tier of like teams with a lot of depth, teams with really good defense. Besides the Nuggets, I'd say these all have really good defensive teams, and you know, but I think all have maybe lacking a little bit of something. They still kind of need a little bit of ball handling and shooting. I mean, Bane helps a lot with that, but then their defense gets a little bit worse with the guys that they gave out, and I don't know how good their bench is going to be. So they gotta sign. I think they might have signed Tyus Jones. I don't really remember off the top of my head, but I'm pretty sure they did. But yeah, just continue to build out the team, figure out if they can get any leaps from these young guys. I mean, Paolo and Franz still got to see if they can work out. If they don't, then it's not going to be another good year. But I think they got a lot of potential. They could be a really great team. Pelicans, I mean, I guess I got to put them C. They're really really bad though. Not a great team. They got a lot of talent on their team. It's just injuries and everything. And Dejounte Murray's not going to really play because he's hurt. I really like Derek Queen, but I don't know how he's going to fit with Zion and Messi and all that. It's kind of a funky kind of team. So they got a lot of talent. They're just not really optimizing everything correctly. So you got to see what the coach does with the rotation and everything like that. And overall, just not a great team. The Sixers are probably like a B tier team. They could make the playoffs in this open East, like I've been saying, but I don't see them making a far push. Probably first round exit, to be honest. Probably around the same tier as like the Pistons, but the Pistons, they just have Embiid, and he's MVP level player. They got Maxi, and they got some really good guard depth, I'd say. But like the wings, I don't know, Oubre, like it's not great. I don't know. They lost Yabusele. I mean, they have Drummond, I guess. I don't know, man. It's kind of a funky team. They just got to figure out what they're doing. The Suns, I guess I got to put them B tier. They're not a great team, but I think if they get off some of these, I mean, they did not great in that trade for KD. I don't know. They got to rebuild too, retool. Maybe I'll put them like top of C tier actually. But yeah, they just got to rebuild, retool. I mean, overall, like they got to figure out what they're doing. If they want to trade Jalen Green, if they want to trade Booker, they gotta. If Booker wants to be traded, whatever it is, they just got to figure out everything. But yeah, not a great team right now, and kind of just got to rebuild. I'd say Blazers, another C tier team, a lot of potential, but just not great overall. Um, definitely better than some of these teams. I'd say I like the Drew Holiday trade. It's fine, whatever. Maybe you could have got a first round pick or something with it. Not a great, contract for Drew Holiday, but they get off a couple contracts, they take on some bad money, and they can just rebuild and they'll be doing really good. Another C tier team, Kings, kind of in that purgatory again, which is really all the C tier teams. They're not like the worst of the worst, but they're just not great either. Um, but yeah, they got some talent there. I think they just gotta see what they want to do with Zach Levine, Sabonis. I mean, maybe they could do a couple trades, pull some strings, and get do a couple consolidation trades. Just get or not that. I mean, the opposite of that. Like, just get some depth. Trade a couple guys, get some really good depth, and just get the young core going. I'd say Raptors. It's like a top of the C tier kind of team. I mean, got a lot of talent. Just got to figure everything out. Everyone's kind of young. A lot of ball handlers. Definitely going to do a consolidation trade. But yeah, I really like the core. Just got to figure everything out. Could definitely be a play-in maybe. But I don't see much more than that. The Jazz are D tier. Just really, really just terrible team. I mean, they don't really tank. They don't not tank. They don't really do anything. So, and the Washington Wizards, both just horrid teams. So we'll figure that all out. They're just really got to figure it out and just rebuild. So yeah, they're coming along, but not great.